Okay, so part 2 of Caramelized Onions, hosted by Ezra. So the first day was just fine, I guess. It was mostly getting settled in. I mostly made sure that my door was locked after the whole thing, the whole getting sorted in, because I really didn't want anybody touching my shit. Like I do in every DR, honestly. If I ever live in a place where there are people, or generally in my room when I live with more than one person, more than one anybody, unless I really trust them. So basically, try to get settled in. I had a little bit of a hard time sleeping, but I did it. It was fine. I usually pull all-nighters, but I just didn't feel like it. I was too exhausted. Very exhausted. I went down to the great hall, to eat, of course, breakfast. And I don't really want to know what to say about this part. The food was good, but most of it wasn't really that special. I mean, the pancakes had this syrup that was really fizzy. I don't know how to explain it. But other than that, it was a really normal meal. I liked it. It was good. Other than the floating cups, they weren't a bad thing. They were just the not normal thing that was going on there. Well, it was normal in Hogwarts. With magic generally. It was actually very quiet. Usually when I go to Hogwarts, I meet people in the train and I get to actually meet with people. But this time it was very, very quiet for me, suspiciously quiet. I was thinking that till I ran into the one and only Weasley. What I'm saying is that there's not an only one. There's not an only Weasley. There are many of them at the same time. Who other than Ron Weasley I would see in front of my face? He was just eating. He was eating a lot. He was in front of me. Good for him. He noticed me looking at him because I was staring. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. He just was kind of confused and then he smiled. No, not the most interesting stuff, but it still happened. And after that we got to talk a little somehow. I don't know how we broke the ice. I went to classes and slowly started to meet the main cast. It's strange to me to use the term main cast because we usually call our authors that front the most the main cast, which is really interesting. We actually have a couple of teams of authors that are different casts, but it's not really casts. It's just a group of authors that we decide to give a name to. Let's just say I'm from the group of authors called Mary because we split off of Mary. Mary is one of the cores in our system. It's really interesting. I'll talk about it another day. Again, if you're, I don't know if I said it already, but if you don't know what's happening and what am I talking about, you just go look on our page. There is number 1, number 2, but it's written on the cover, not in the description or something. Because I'm too lazy. And who has time to do everything perfectly? Not me. Maybe somebody else. Maybe Emmy. Or somebody else that likes perfectionism. I love perfectionism, but it's not me. So yeah, we're called the Mary group because we split off of Mary. And it's really showing. The either white or purple hair. And a lot of other stuff I'll talk about someday. So I kind of went through classes, met a lot of people. It was honestly pretty fun. At some point in those 2 weeks, there started to be Quidditch tryouts. I didn't go there because I didn't feel like doing anything that's related to sports. Let's be honest, I don't have time for that or energy. I like walking, I like swimming, but I don't like whatever that is. And there was a little bit of celebrations about who got accepted. And Draco Malfoy was being a ferret, as always.